Hi everybody, and welcome to my short course on brain dump. You might wonder what a brain dump is, but over the course of the next 10-15 minutes, as you work your way through the couple of modules, you'll get to understand exactly what a brain dump is and why everybody pretty much needs to do one occasionally. At the very end, in the wrap-up session, you'll see where the project is, but just to give you advance notice, it's nothing too complicated. It is just about sharing your information and your ideas with your fellow students. Okay, let's start. Top tip: how to brain dump, what it is and how to do it. Part 1. So what is a brain dump? Have you ever felt overwhelmed, had the feeling your head was about to explode, and had so much chatter and noise going on and things to remember and things to forget? Have you ever felt that your brain is tangled, that your brain's a mess? Are you anxious or worried about workload? Are you so damn creative that you just can't keep track of all those brilliant ideas you've got? That's where a brain dump will come in handy. It's simply a way to put all of that stuff down somewhere and relax for a minute, catch your breath and collect your thoughts. Think of it like dumping the contents of your bag onto a table and then going through it bit by bit and sorting it all out, tidying it all up and ditching all that rubbish. It's like a pressure valve. It's releasing all of that stress and it helps you cope. So what are the benefits of a good brain dump? First of all, clarity. All of that information is going into one place. You can then sift and sort so that you can do your tasks more efficiently and effectively. You can design ways to file and store information that you need or may need again. And you can see what needs doing all in one place. It helps you prioritize items too. But ultimately, it also helps you relax. Some of the other benefits include things like stress relief. It brings you some focus and clarity. It helps you stay on an even keel and maintain your routines and habits. It rationalizes your problems or issues, stops you over-dramatizing them. It captures good and not so good ideas before they disappear. I don't know about you, but sometimes I have a brilliant idea, and if I don't write it down and I don't put it somewhere, it's gone and I've lost it. And it helps your ideas come to fruition. So if you've got that idea there, you can then work on it and plan and plot and bring it to fruition. So when should you take a brain dump? Now that bit is totally up to you. Some folk find that first thing in the morning is beneficial, others prefers to do it last thing at night. Both have their benefits. At the start of the day it can help you focus and give you some perspective, and at the end it can give you a full stop or a period to your working day and clarity for the start of the next. So when you do it, doesn't need to be as prescriptive as AM or PM. You can do it as and when you need to, when you feel that need, when you feel that pressure build up. As you do this more regularly, you may find a routine or a set time to do it. You may find that you are a morning or evening person. Initially, I'd advise you do it whenever and wherever you need to, and as often as you need to feel those benefits. Top tip: how to brain dump, what it is and how to do it, part 2. So how do you do a brain dump? Well, there is no right or wrong way to do this. Just remember, it's not a prescribed process. How you do it is a personal preference. Some people might just find an A4 sheet of blank paper, a copy of paper is really good, it's cheap, it's recyclable afterwards, and just fill it with everything in their head. Other people might use sticky notes. If you do a Google search, there are actually some templates that are available and you can buy stuff on Amazon as well. So once you've decided how you're going to capture your information, so in what format, you then need to decide on when. Make it a habit, adopt it, and do it regularly. Decide if this is purely a work or a work-life thing too. That may affect how and when you capture your thoughts. Once all of this is done and you've made these decisions, simply dump. Write down everything, no matter how big or small, no particular order for now. Just write down your thoughts, tasks, and ideas. The idea now is simply to empty all that information, all that chatter, all that noise, all those tasks out of your head for future use. Get it all down on paper or whatever format you decide. Once that's done, you can sift and sort and scribble out as necessary. And please, my huge top tip is don't get petty about it being pretty. It doesn't matter at this stage. See the next page for some template ideas. So as I said earlier, please don't get petty about it all looking very pretty and nice. This is for your use only, so however you want to do it. If you want to use some of these templates, fantastic. I will add them as PDFs to the discussion for you to kind of download and use if you want to. If you want to use them as inspiration to design your own, there are pieces of software out there, I mean in Word, whatever you can use, or just use a blank sheet of paper or some sticky notes. So once you've done it all, once you've got all of that stuff out of your head and onto some paper, what happens next? Now you've got all this data, how do you analyse it? What do you do with it? So the simplest thing for me is to look through it and find your top 3. What are the 3 things that you're going to commit to concentrate on and achieve that day? If you achieve more, fantastic. If you don't, then at least you've achieved those 3. You should also set yourself some goals for the week. So are there larger items on that list that are going to take longer than a day or an hour to do? And carry them over onto each daily sheet. And don't forget to mark them off as you complete them. There is nothing more satisfying than putting a line through something, knowing that you've done it off your to-do list. And finally, ditch the rubbish. Look for stuff that you shouldn't be doing, but is in your head for some strange reason. Look for stuff that you can delegate, stuff that isn't yours to do, but needs doing. That way you just manage it and you manage somebody else to achieve it. And look for longer term goals as well. So is there stuff on there that you want to achieve in the next month, 6 months, 12 months, but you don't want to lose? Then mark it down as a goal. And don't forget, this tip works for your family, for home, for work, whatever. You can do a single brain dump and then split tasks, goals and thoughts out into categories afterwards. So literally don't worry about having to have separate pieces of paper for everything. But most of all, the end goal for this is for you to feel that you're a little bit more in control. That's the whole point of a brain dump. So adopting it and adapting it and doing it on a regular basis means that you should get some clarity in your life. Good luck, and don't forget, I have a couple of other courses out there as well around time management and careers, things like that. So follow me on Skillshare and see what you can do. Okay, bye. Top tip, how to brain dump, what it is and how to do it, part 3. So if you'll pardon the expression, now that you've had your dump, what do you do with the results? Nothing. Possibly, maybe accept that the list itself is enough, that you don't need to do any more, that you just enjoy that feeling of relief that you've got it all out of your head. Or you could add the results to an existing to-do list. It depends how organised you are and how you deal with things like this yourself. You could analyse the results and categorise them into things like easy tasks and longer term goals. One major thing you can do is actually just enjoy the silence for a while. All that chatter and noise that goes round in your head of you haven't done this or you haven't done that and this needs doing by a set time, all of that should be gone for a little while. The other thing you can do is start looking for patterns and habits. So is the same thing coming up time and time again? You can prioritise, you can delegate, you can delete, and you can do what comes naturally. You can also plan your future. The other thing you need to do as well is simply enjoy the feeling of being on the road to organisation. Maybe use the outputs for daily, weekly, monthly logs or lists. And don't forget, this is a personal task, so do what comes naturally. And research as well. Do some searches online and see what other people do. Find other ways to capture or play with this information and this task. Right, so now you understand what a brain dump is and how to take one. I hope that you've learned something over the course of the 2 modules that you've done, and that you're now willing to take part in the project. So the project, very simply, is to use the discussion forum here to share your ideas with your fellow students. What I'd like to see is if you've designed your own sheet for you to capture all of your information on, please post it, please share it. If you do things like mind maps or any other way of doing things pictorially, please share those too, because I think by sharing the ideas, people will be able to see just how useful this is as a technique or a tool. Okay, so hopefully you've seen my other courses as well, so please feel free to watch those too, and keep following. Take care.